Alright. I'm gonna start off with Diablo 3. I was just doing the Xenoverse 2 login bonus shit. It took me a little while longer to start because I was trying to do a sale in Red Dead Online, and unfortunately I got griefed again, but I already did the one highlight talking about it, so there isn't really much to say. So let me just go ahead and get the settings going. Usual pop-out chat. Make sure this is the right size. I apologize I didn't get to Diablo 3 last night. I did play it for a little bit, but then I was tired. But I'll start off with that so that there's no bullshit. And like I mentioned last time, since I'm pretty far behind on the Xbox One version of GTA Online, I'll probably be doing that for a bit. Okay. Nothing too special. And it was also getting the whatever necessary weapons that are in Red Dead Online. So I'll probably have to focus on it a little bit tomorrow and Wednesday, since I believe the bonuses are rotated every month. What the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. That the bonuses are rotated monthly rather than weekly. You have the fan on for a bit. It's that time of the year when we start sweating like a lot, so just kind of have to deal with it, I guess. But no matter. Alright, let me change my Xbox status just in case it's some bullshit. Whoa, do not put in gamertag, no. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to the proper scene. And we'll be doing some Diablo 3 for a bit. Gonna try to clear the first act and hopefully get a little bit further in Act 2. Gonna try to brute force my way through it so I can move on to the expansion game and then do the save file transfer and then just go on from there, I guess. Depending on how much I get done. But yeah, that griefing session just really annoyed the fuck out of me. Like, it put me in a really shitty mood as usual. But I think what happens is that if there's no random players nearby, I think the game has it so that you get attacked by enemies. And I noticed that when I was attempting the first sale, excuse me, I wasn't being attacked whatsoever. And then right as I got near to the end, there is these two assholes that were just basically waiting for me, and I was like, oh, fucking great. They're gonna come after me and they're gonna try to kill me, which they did a couple times. I said, fuck this. They're going the other way. I'm not chasing them, so just quit, and I tried again. Got into a completely different session, and I ended up making the sale. Now, apparently, if you do crash your wagon, I didn't know this, but if you do end up crashing the wagon, you actually end up having 4 different pieces of loot. But if you still bring the 4 pieces to the loot to the destination, you still get the full payment. And it actually crashed right at the end. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to redo this entire thing all over again, but it's right there, so let me just see what happens, and let me see what cut I lose because of some bullshit. But it turns out that I didn't lose anything. I just maybe only lost a couple, maybe a minute or 2 of lost time, but I think the distant delivery does give you a generous amount of time. It's just that Rockstar hates the player base, so they make you play in public sessions all the time. But I definitely was attacked by a number of enemy NPCs, which are fine. I guess it makes sense, but it's just the griefing in Red Dead and GTA is just infinitely more annoying than the likes of Mindjack or even Dark Souls or Demon Souls, whatever. One is technically optional, and the other is part of the online experience, so you can at least suppress it, and the game is already annoying as it is, but with the economy being just so fucked in Red Dead Online and GTA, you just can't afford to lose time wasted, only to have it be lost by some asshole who just chose to ruin your shit. I know it's part of the game, but it's just designed to be annoying as hell, so the one time where I advocate quitting mid-mission just so that you don't lose your shit because Rockstar just hates the player so much. So fuck it. I love how I got a sorry bro message and I just ended up turning off messages from non-friends, and I'm just not about to have that shit. I'm not about to be mocked by someone who willingly decided to grieve for no real reason. In 2025, mind you, where the game is already dead. I'm pretty sure there's ways to make money. I'm just trying to level up in that game for mainly 3 reasons. Number 1, to have an extra game to play so I'm not completely annoyed. Number 2, for friends who do want to play or whatever. I like to be ready at the helm or whatever. And of course, number 3, to keep the mind occupied, I guess, in some aspect. Even though I completely hate the idea of playing Red Dead, I do try to alternate that between that and Pal World on PS5. The only thing I'm really trying to figure out now is how to get more of the advanced cores or whatever, because so far I had pretty much no luck with them whatsoever. The only guaranteed things I found for them is the slabs, but with the wildlife spawns, they just take way too long, so I might have to adjust the time or whatever, just to have them appear more frequently. I'm not 100% certain. I did encounter the infamous autosave failure bug, and I'm like, oh fuck, my save is basically nuked. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to reset the entire game, aren't I? But I actually have it set to autosave disabled for every half-hour interval, just to make sure that if I want to do some bullshit, I don't have to worry about the game screwing me over. And thankfully, I didn't lose that much, I think, but I'll have to be a little more careful if I start playing on Xbox. I've actually have not been playing it on Xbox. Not that I really have much of a reason to anymore, because it's not like I want to... No. It's not like I have people who want to play the game because it's not free to play, even though they have interest in it, but because it's not free to play, it basically has no vibe to them, which is fine, immensely retarded. Like, I know you can get it on Game Pass, but it's like, I spent the money and I actually like it. I am starting to notice more of its flaws, though, even with the... even without the modifiers and shit. but it's just like I put the time into it, but whatever. I don't want to fucking get into it. It's just too much nonsense. But yeah, I also decided to watch DSP's not DSP, sorry, the Sons of Miyazaki's video about DSP crapping on Doom Dark Ages, and I'll be honest, I will give him some credit in that I actually do partially agree with him, but some of the takes he has, I do feel is just because of his own ineptitude. Like, I feel that if he were to actually get support playing Doom Eternal, he'll be over it. The dude is known to, like, hate on anything that doesn't get money or whatever. He's always been like that. But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt in saying that he actually did like Doom 2016, and that he also is one of those people that's like Connor Shaw, where they like 2016 better than Doom Eternal. Okay, fine, whatever. What is his hot takes about the game that people are so pissed off with for some fucking reason? Well, let's see. One, he says he hates prequel games, which is funny because Street Fighter Alpha is considered one of the better Street Fighter games, and yet that could be considered a prequel game. And he just has a massive hate boner for prequel games. It's like, it's actually the one time I think I'm going to agree with, well, I'm fucking dead. Maybe not. Games like Metal Gear Solid 3, the prequel that basically takes place in the earliest part of the timeline of the Metal Gear series. I forget what they mentioned in text specifically, but it does make a lot of sense to me. I'm not particularly the biggest fan of Metal Gear Solid 3. I think I played it once or twice. I can see why a lot of people like it. The Big Boss's journey from that point was pretty alright. Even though there was a lot of other nonsense development behind the scenes or whatever, but, you know, it's a game that people like, and they don't really care if it's a fucking prequel or not. But I guess DSP doesn't know that, and he probably might remember that when whenever he plays the fucking remake that will be coming out soon, which I don't even really care, to be honest. Like, people will, like, legitimately eat that shit up, but if it was Bluepoint that were doing it, they would act like the human resources meme, and it's just fucking retarded. Not to act like the Demon's Souls remaster was perfect, or that it was, like, the best thing of all time. It's like, I would say that the Demon's Souls remaster is more faithful in some aspects, but I know that there's some changes that have been made that just aren't favorable, but they're not that big of a deal compared to whatever people have made, to be honest. People are just fucking stupid. And most of it just comes down to visual infidelity and musical choices. Like, big fucking deal. Remasters and remakes of this shit all the fucking time. Find better fucking material. Fucking dipshits. As far as I'm concerned, it plays more or less the same as the original. Maybe not 1-to-1, but I wouldn't say it's a botched version of the game, in my opinion. Like, most of the complaints, it's just so nitpicky that if you use it for any other game, they would call you nitpicky assholes. So, whatever. It's like the review tech nonsense, but I'm not going to get into that shit, but yeah, a lot of the points that DSP made going back to that shit, I wouldn't be surprised for people to, call it DSP just being a boomer about Doom, whatever, even though I'm pretty sure he did really horribly when he actually did play Doom 2. Or something. People probably didn't play the game on PC, like, first of all, who fucking cares? It's Doom 2, like, this isn't the ages where all the console ports of Doom were shit. And even with, like, the one or two good ones, they had a lot of nonsense that made them not see their full potential. Like, even the original Xbox port was pretty faulty, so the people want to crap on them for that. It's just fucking stupid. It's fucking Doom. It's not 32X Doom. It's not Super Nintendo Doom. It certainly is not even Saturn Doom, which is probably the worst one in my opinion, just for the sole fact that John Conrad pretty much botched the entire project, and it's his own fucking fault that it turned out the way that it did. Basically, the man who created Doom, alongside John Romero, fucked up the entire version of Saturn Doom, and I would consider it pretty much the worst version because of it. Besides the problems it already has, but if people want to use the behind-the-scenes thing as to why a game is terrible, whatever, then Saturn Doom would be pretty low on that list. It's, obviously we shouldn't cancel the man over today, but there's a reason why they say to not repeat history or whatever the fuck. It's just bullshit. But yeah, it's actually one of the few things I'll kind of agree with DSP on. That Doom the Dark Ages is just not Doom whatever, but most of it is just for lore reasons and not really for gameplay reasons. So I guess like people are annoyed at that, but unless you're like playing Twisted Metal or Diablo or even the Souls games, lore is not really that fucking important. So, I don't know. I made a look at the fucking gameplay. I don't know why Hugo Martin needed to add in lore and shit to a fucking game series that simplified the whole plot of the game or whatever, but it's just fucking dumb. Not even Doom Eternal is perfect for that fact, since it literally has no connections to Doom 2016 unless you played it. There's just no explaining as to why Doomslayer is a fucking fortress of altitude, or whatever the fuck it's called. I forget what it's called in DC. It's not explained. It's just fucking stupid. It's there because rule of cool, and I just think it's fucking stupid. Especially since the minimalistic story in Doom 2016, even without collecting any of the fucking logs or whatever, was remotely interesting, and even the few times there was story presented in a way that's kind of like Half-Life, was at least interesting, and it wasn't like... It didn't take away from the gameplay. And the fact that people want to defend it in Doom Eternal is just genuinely retarded. Oh, but you can skip the cutscenes. Oh yeah, skipping the cutscenes in a Doom game. Oh, you mean like the same game Doom 3 did? And the fact that the BFG doesn't even let you skip the cutscenes? Anybody remember that? Probably not. People are just fucking stupid. It's like the people who shit on DSP are just as bad as the people that they've established themselves, or like with Soma or Review Tech USA or whatever. Like, it's just fucking dumb. Like, if you want to grow a career shitting on a dude but end up being even worse than the dude, that's just an actual skill problem, honestly. I just have a feeling that's going to more or less end up like Turok Evolution or some shit, and there's a really lot of stupid parallels to that game. I'm I'm gonna have to resort to recording footage for the console version though, because I could not just get I couldn't get the PC version working, or there must be something that I missed. But I'm just gonna get the game running on what is it, PC SX2 or some shit, or maybe Dolphin, depending on which one feels like cooperating and shit. I technically do have the game on the PS2, but I know the game is just not very good. It's just a mishmash of ideas and shit that just doesn't fucking work at all. And it's just a really crappy game. Like, crap on Turok 3 all you want. At least Turok 3 is short, but it's not as annoying, I guess. Turok Evolution is, like, way too long, and it's not even fun to play. So like the one time we can actually defend Turok 3 and not end up being a piece of shit about it. There's probably another area that I missed. But I know that Diablo is just, like, extremely chill and shit. I know there's also Diablo 4, but I don't care for that online-only crap. Like, I get that games aren't a licensor, but if I have to worry about my fucking internet connections to play a game, especially a disc game that I bought, that's pretty fucking problematic, and I don't think people understand that. Like, yes, it is true that the software you buy is a license, but it's like, when you're buying a cartridge or whatever for a game or some shit, it's like, you should still be able to play it because you bought it. But whatever. I'm not gonna really get into that shit. It's not worth it. It's just fucking nonsense. Obviously, this isn't the best Diablo game. That would probably go to Diablo 2. But just the fact that you can play the most anticipated sequel of a game on console without the shitty DRM from the online is more than good enough for me. So I don't care. I'm guessing it's this thing over here. Because I did run past it, but I don't think I could open it yet. So I guess now I can. Oh, yep, that was correct. Yeah, I haven't played this in a while, so you have to excuse me. Is this supposed to give me my health back? Yeah, the spirit returns 13 life per second. I guess it's going pretty slowly. Oh well. Do I like Chinese or Italian food better? I don't know. I guess it's food specific sort of thing. Hopefully this Diablo 3 session is particularly too boring. And yes, I'm playing the original Xbox 360 version. Just to show. I actually prefer playing this game on console just because there's no DRM on like the PC port. Or PC version, excuse me. Even playing Nintendo Switch as well. I believe they got an actual remaster on the Switch and still has that no internet required to play the game offline sort of thing. Is it better than Diablo 2? Probably not, but the fact you can play it locally and you can play it offline is pretty alright in my opinion. There's also why I detest Diablo 4 with every fiber of my being. I guess Blizzard learned after their bullshit from last time. Except now people just gotten used to it. Oh well. But yeah, I guess it depends honestly. When it comes to Chinese or Italian foods to be specific. It's also kind of a random question to be honest, but I guess not the most impersonal question I've ever gotten, I guess, so it's a case-by-case situation, I guess. Hopefully that somewhat answers the question. Thoughts on Mortal Kombat? I love the ones that were made by Midway, and back when John Tobias was involved with it. and when Ed Boon wasn't a piece of shit. I felt like when NetherRealm Studios started to take over, though, is when the series went to shit. And it's mainly to do with the retcons that have taken place, even with the excuse that Raiden essentially reset the timeline in the 2011 game. But it's like, even the retcons in Shaolin Monks are nowhere near as bad as the retcons that followed suit in Mortal Kombat X and 11. Like, I know people pointed out how Quan Chi was apparently back in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 ever, but those don't really hurt the plot as bad compared to Devora being in that time period, which just makes no sense in any capacity. But it's I definitely do enjoy the games. I know there's also the Mortal Kombat comic. I know you can actually unlock it by getting the pieces in Deadly Alliance Crypt mode. Even the 3D era games are very much underappreciated, honestly. They don't have the best gameplay, I guess, compared to the older ones, but I say they still hold up pretty well all around. Only real problem I have with them is that there's no just versus CPU option. Like, you have to go through the arcade mode. And even Mortal Kombat, all of them? At least the ones in the 3D era, had some sort of Nintendo exclusive revision that added content that wasn't in other versions, which was kind of stupid. Like, Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat Deception, that got a GameCube port, which added Goro and Shao Kahn, and it also changed the game a little bit. It will be considered like a balance patch, I guess, for modern fighting games today. Then it was a PSP port, which added 4 characters from Deadly Alliance, added a endurance mode, or survival, or whatever, which is interesting. Then Mortal Kombat Armageddon had a Wii version, which actually added another character, and even amplified the... not amplified now. It even let you play 4-player Motor Combat, as that was a thing back on the PS2 and Xbox. Although the PS2, despite having multi-tap support, you could only do 2-player in that mode. I know it's a blatant Mario Kart clone, but it still would have been nice to have 4-player split screen at least. But definitely my favorite, obviously, is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Obviously, it's very unbalanced, but just for an easy pick-up-and-play package, Trilogy isn't the worst option, in my opinion, because I'm running around in circles. Here we go, repair. But yeah, next to Tekken is my favorite old school fighting game series, if that makes sense. Also, Mortal Kombat 3 also got a pretty good Nintendo DS port if you ever wanted to play that. Obviously, with today's emulation, though, you can just probably play the arcade version with MAME and shit, but just the fact you got a pretty decent version of the game on the Nintendo DS and even got Puzzle Combat as an unlockable bonus is pretty alright. Even Mortal Kombat 4 is pretty alright. Though it does suck that Gold had a Sega Dreamcast exclusive revision, which added, I believe, 5 more characters. Or, actually, no, not 5, 6. There was Sector, I believe. He was added as an unlockable character. It's, they also had a couple of stages from Mortal Kombat 3, but in 3D. I don't know why people consider it to be part of the 3D era when, first of all, it was released in arcades. And it more or less still plays like the classic games. It just has a sidestep mechanic. But I wouldn't say it's like true 3D like with Tekken or even what Deadly Alliance initially brought to the table. So I don't know why people consider it part of the 3D era. But for a home port, it was actually not bad. At least compared to what other fighting games did. You had a practice mode, you had a pretty decent survival mode. You have a 1 credit clear mode or whatever. It wasn't completely terrible. It also allowed you to play the 2v2 endurance combat that was added in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which is pretty alright. As I died again. Shit. I fucked up. Should have made the portal. Oh well. But yeah, I really did enjoy Mortal Kombat. It's just unfortunately what Ed Boon is doing to it now is just annoying. And John Tobias, I don't think is working there anymore. Too much nonsense with NetherRealm doing whatever they're doing to the games now. Too many focuses on guest characters and shit that don't need to be there. Freddy Krueger kind of started the whole bullshit, to be honest. I know Kratos was technically on PS3, but that was just because Sony wanted an exclusive character for that version of the game, so whatever. But it's still really stupid, in my opinion. I know guest characters in fighting games aren't exactly uncommon. It's been a thing for a while, and if you look at the number of fighting games that had it, you'd be surprised. But it's just like, even the ones that are like part of legacy fighting games, however, the main difference with the older ones, they didn't make them say they're welcome, and they're just kind of there as like a bonus or some shit. They weren't like part of the main story, I guess. Maybe the one exception is like Soul Calibur 2, but that's not really that big of a deal, I guess, compared to other games or whatever. It's just dumb. I hate it. Alright, but yeah, I gotta try and focus on this fight, so if I'm not talking much, I'm sorry. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, he actually does have some sort of spear move that he just kind of reels you in and you're basically dead at that point. So I gotta watch out for that move. And some sort of really shitty spread shot wannabe motherfucker. Damn it! I wanted to roll the other way, dude. Whatever. Fuck. Ugh. I hit X and I... whatever. Stupid. Yeah, I guess I'll have to, like, create the portal or some shit and then use that thing, I guess. Seems kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. At least the run back isn't completely terrible. It's just... I'm probably underleveled or I'm just, like, screwing up really badly. It's probably one of the two. I am returning to town. Of course you are. Alright. I don't think this is anything of interest. I guess we'll see what we can use, I guess. Two to 4 damage. I guess I'll just like try to find stuff that like gives me more damage, I guess. Alright, let me check the other shopkeep dude. He might have something of interest, I'm sure. Probably not. Yeah, nothing of interest. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Dude, really? Already? Really? Alright. kept rolling in the wrong way. Wait, even if I put its checkpoint or town, I'm still put back into town. That makes some fucking sense. Whatever. I'll probably change the skill sets, I guess, because whoever I'm rocking is not working. So once I get back to that part, I'll see what new I'll see what I can change out, I guess. All right, let's see. Yeah, definitely need slow on him. I guess I can go with Jungle Fortitude, because obviously I'm going to be taking a lot of hits. Yeah, like fire's going to really work on that dude. Shit, dude, I keep hitting the wrong button. Whatever. Oh yeah, I know what I can use. I can use the slow darts. Okay, yeah, I'll use that. Fuck. Keep hitting the wrong one. I guess I could try Soul Harvest. Yeah, poison dogs, blah blah blah. Alright. Like, that's the only thing I can really think of, is to use that. But I don't think it's going to work. Fuck. I'm missing. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, I spawned right back here, even though when I pick... Whatever. Stupid. I hit X those other times, and yet it just put me back into town for some reason. That's nice. Whatever. Wow. Alright. Alright, so screw that ability. I'm just gonna go back to the bets. I'll switch over to the other one though. The slower one. Maybe I'll try the groping eel skill. What the hell? I wanted to skip this cutscene. Whatever. Fucking stupid. Oh my god, come on. What is the point of the roll if it doesn't actually give you any iframes? Whatever. So stupid. Whatever. Unbelievable, dude. I think I've been on this fight for like 10 minutes now. Jesus. Maybe even more than that. Oh, well. I might just switch to the easy difficulty over the fuck. What? Whatever. Fucking stupid. Almost had it too. What the fuck ever. Yeah, I gotta switch this out. Haunt does not work on this dude. I don't think Fear works on the boss. Spirit Walk is just like yummy. So I guess the only thing he really uses is Sacrifice, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of that actually might be kind of useful. What the fuck? What? Whatever, dude. Fuck off. Oh my god. So stupid. Alright, well, that was unrewarding. Once I pumped it down to easy, it would beat him no problem. It sucks, but it is what it is. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some GTA 5 on the Xbox for a little bit. Let me just go on this one website very quick. I won't be dawdling around too much. Okay, copy, new just do caps lock style. There we go. Alright, so let me just get into proper gear first.